Hey, friends, it's Becky Davidson, your sales trainer, business growth strategist. And today I want to train on how to convert a coffee chat into a potential selling opportunity. I get asked this question quite a lot, and I thought this would be a good time to do a little training on it, on how to segue those conversations into opportunities. So, I do recommend, and I talk a lot about coffee chats, especially if you're new in business, you're just getting started, and you're like, oh my gosh, where do I go? Who do I talk to? Well, start having some coffee chats. In fact, one of the things I a lot of times recommend is a 100 coffee chat challenge, because what you need to get started is you need awareness. You need more people to know who you are, what you do, and what you provide. And a coffee chat is a great way to build relationships, to build connections, to uncover potential allies, referral partners, collaborations, or even clients. But I do find that a lot of people have a lot of really nice coffee chats that go nowhere, and they're like, well, how do I turn them into maybe a selling opportunity? And so coffee chats have been a great solution for me. And so I want to give you some steps how to take a coffee chat into a selling opportunity. Does that sound good? Hope so. Let's go. So let's put this here. And we're going to go. So, booking coffee chats. I totally believe that this is a great way if you're totally lost, you're not even sure how to get started, how to get motivated. Maybe you're a digital entrepreneur. Coffee chats are a great way. You're doing networking, you're meeting people. Why not offer to make a connection? And so I do a lot of times or recommend a 100 coffee chat challenge where you can go to LinkedIn and you can message 5 people a day and say, "Hey, I we've been connected for a while. I'd love to learn more about you, see if there's any opportunity to collaborate. Would you be open to a coffee chat to see how we can collaborate?" And it might, in DMs, I'm not going to talk too much about DMs. I have some strategy to get people talking to you in the DMs. But if you're networking, the same thing. Hey, let's book a coffee chat. Let's see how we can collaborate. So the first thing is book them, start booking them and start tracking them. But once you get on that coffee chat, when you start the coffee chat, you want to build rapport. You don't want to jump right into it. So I mean, I know this goes without saying, but I thought I would just put it on here that yes, build not 10 minutes of rapport, build literally 1 minute of rapport. And it can be like, oh my gosh, how's your day going? Or, how's things going this quarter? Or, hey, where do you live? Or, hey, kids or no kids. I just want to get to know them a little bit. Maybe I've looked at their LinkedIn. Maybe I've looked at their Facebook profile. I know a little bit like, oh my gosh, I saw the pictures of your kids. Those are so cute. How old are they? I just want them to lower resistance and feel comfortable with me. So, build rapport is, of course, number one. After you build rapport, you want to set the tone for the coffee chat. And so, what I like to do is say, "Oh my gosh, I'm super excited to meet you," kind of like setting the agenda. And it's not going to be a buying atmosphere like I would if it was a sales call, but it's going to be a looser agenda where I'm going to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm super excited to learn about your business, see what you're doing, what cool things you're doing, share what I do, and see where we might have some potential to collaborate or support one another." So, that's my message that I'm gonna say to them. Now, I just want to set the tone that I want to learn about them. I want to share what I do and see if there are potential to collaborate or support one another. I think that's really, really key because I want them to go, oh, yeah, that's what I want. That's definitely what I want too. And then I typically let them talk first. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter who starts, but I'll say, hey, go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you do. Or I'm really excited to learn about what you do. So, you want them to talk. I love to get them talking so that I can really dive in and should when they are talking, one recommendation is write it down. Listen, listen. So these coffee chats, and I want you to get your head in this one space. We are there to see how we can serve them, whether it be through our products, through referring them to someone, through a collaboration. But if you listen to where they're at, what's going on in their life, where they want to be, and are genuinely interested in what they're saying, then you're going to see areas that you could either collaborate, build relationship, be referral partners, or say, "Hey, I think I have something that might help you. Are you even open to this?" So it's really, really critical when they are talking that you are genuinely listening with the intent to figure out how you can serve and support them and not just, okay, when's it my turn? So set the tone by really listening, asking maybe some questions as they're talking. Okay, so they spent their, 5, 10 minutes kind of introducing themselves. Now it's your turn. And, I do a lot of these speed networking on Alignable, which if you haven't done Alignable, that's a great place to go. They have smart connects, and you can use the same conversation on a smart connect speed networking because there's 7 minutes, you get three and a half, the other person gets three and a half to really introduce themselves. So when you do, whether it's on a coffee chat or on a smart connect, if you're sitting down with someone, the first thing that you're going to do is introduce your title of who you are. Hi, and super excited to introduce myself and what I do. I am a boom. I'm a website designer. I'm a marketing expert. I'm a sales trainer. I am a lawyer. I am a business growth strategist. I am. I think it's important to start with that so they go, oh, okay. They kind of have that umbrella of who you are. So I put I am a psychotherapist because I just met with one of my clients is a psychotherapist, and so whatever it is, start with who you are. Easy peasy, right? Next, after you state that statement, then you want to go into your I help statement. I help, and you can add a qualifier at the end or you don't. It just kind of depends. But I help. Who do you help? I help solopreneurs, sales professionals. I help business owners. I help struggling moms. I help passionate business owners. I help small business owners. I help struggling small business. Whatever you want to put in there, I help. I personally say I help solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business owners, and 1099 salespeople struggling with, and you don't have to use the word struggling. That may not be a word I would necessarily use. I help those people with, the ability to 2x, 3x, or 4x their sales so they can achieve more clients, grow their revenue, and have more success in their business. So, you may not use the struggling, but I help this group of people with X, or struggling with closing sales, struggling with confidence around sales, struggling with, finding their best ideal clients, achieve more or acquire more clients, confidence, and success so they can grow their revenue. So the very last statement, so they can achieve more, you want to put in the juiciest result that your potential client wants. More revenue, more growth, more clients, more success, more energy, more confidence, whatever that is. Freedom, they want more freedom and they want more purpose in their life. They want more energy, whatever it is. You want to put that core thing. And you can add a qualifier question if you want. Hey, do you know anyone? Or are you open to getting more? Hey, I'm just curious. Are you at a place where you're looking to get more energy? Are you at a place where you're looking to attract more new customers? Hey, I'm just curious. Now, when you ask that qualifier question, start with, I'm just curious. Hey, I'm just curious. Are you at a place where you're even looking for more new customers? That's my qualifier question. If I'm talking to a business owner and they're a website designer and they're telling me all about what they do, and I share my I help statement, I might say, Hey, I'm just curious, are you even at a place where you're looking for more new customers? So I'm going to ask them a qualifier question. Or do you know anyone that is looking for more new customers? So that is the qualifier question. But start with just curious. That softens the language. Okay, next, paint a me too vision statement. This is so, so powerful. And this starts with, hey, what I've found is. What I've found is, and this is going to be a little vision statement that is going to help them understand exactly how you help people and where the normal struggling person is at. So for example, for me, my paint a me too vision statement, I say something like, "Hey, I've already told them that I help solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and 1099 salespeople sell more, sell better, sell with confidence, grow their revenue, all those things." But then my paint my vision statement is what I found is many times solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, they love what they do, they're great at what they do, but they don't come from a sales background and they didn't realize they were going to be a straight commission salesperson as a solopreneur. And so what happens that they don't really enjoy sales. They don't enjoy the self-promotion piece because they don't enjoy it. They get in their head, they overthink it, and guess what happens? They do nothing. Little pause, and I will tell you when you say that me too vision statement, what happens is people start nodding their head because I'm making a statement that mm, probably 75% of all solopreneurs that are in business can relate to. That's a very relatable statement, and I want them to say, "Oh my gosh, that's me. Yes, that's me." Because when they say, "That's me," now I have a solution for them. I have like, "Hey, that's who I help. Are you even open?" So I'm just giving them something that they can, grab onto. So practice the painting the Me Too vision statement. I had a client, my psychotherapist, Maya, and this is hers. I'll kind of run through her whole, "Hi, I'm a holistic practitioner, a spiritual guide. I help I help women and individuals that are on the roadmap or on the track for life. And they're just chugging along, but they feel like they're missing out on their purpose, their passion, and their vision. And I help them reattach themselves to their purpose, their passion, their vision to achieve goals and objectives and have more joy in their life." That's her I help statement. And then what I found is the paint the Me Too vision. What I found is that as we age, life happens, job changes, divorce, illness, kids grow up, all these things. And we're on this treadmill and we're just going down there. And all of a sudden something happens and we're like, "Oh my gosh, I am just going through the motions and I'm not living my purpose." And they realize it and they're like, "Oh my gosh, life is moving too fast. I don't have my joy and my purpose. I've lost my purpose." So, what I do is I help get them back on track so that they can have more joy. They can lean into the adversity of life and have more peace, harmony, and joy in their life. So, I want them to go, "Oh my gosh, I can relate to that. Yeah, my kids just grew up and are adults," or "I just, changed jobs and I'm in that, transition period." So when I paint that vision statement, it's going to be a statement that most everyone can relate to and go, "Oh my gosh, yes, I am there. I can relate to that." Because when they relate to that, then you can come back with, "Hey, that's what I do." Oh, and I'll say something like, "I see you're nodding. I guess you can relate to that." Because I want them to say yes. If they don't volunteer that yes, I'm going to ask for it by saying, "I see you nodding your head. I guess you can relate to that." Or if they don't nod their head, I'm gonna say, "Hey, do you know anyone that can relate to that?" And they'll say, but 90% of the time people go, "Oh yeah, I can relate to that." And when they do, the next thing is I have solutions to help people like that go through that. And I do a free solution-based strategy call. Would you even be open? I'd love to give you some free value. I'd love to give you some free, solutions that can help get you back on track. Would you be open? So now step 5 is I'm going to take that, "Yeah, I can relate to that," and, "Oh, wow, yeah, I am open to that," or, "Yeah, that I do kinda struggle with that." Because now we've uncovered that they do have a potential maybe want or need, but it's very soft. So the next thing we wanna do is we want to book them for a free solution-based strategy call. So we're gonna say, "Hey, by the way, this may or may not be of value, but I do a free solution-based strategy call. Call it whatever you want. And I would love to offer that to you since said that you do kind of have some struggles with that. Would you be open to having a call? I'd love to share some information and give you some free solutions." So I'm asking for their time. I'm asking for that next step. Because if you can't book that next step, you're not gonna be able to sell them. Now, sometimes what I do is I'll say, "Hey, I have some solutions that can help you navigate that. Are you even open to some solutions?" And if they say, "Yes, they are," then let's go ahead and get on a call, or, "I have time to talk now. Do you have time to talk now?" We can't go into selling without permission, without qualifying them, without them saying, "Yes, I'm open." If you do go into selling, then it comes across pushy and annoying and salesy. So that's why questions are so important. Hey, are you even open? Just curious. I do have a free solution based strategy. I think I have some tools that could really help you. Would you even be open to exploring that? Oh, yeah, that would be really cool. Great. We can either talk now or we can book another call. Which would you prefer? So I'm kind of leading, asking these questions, but I'm getting them to say, yes, I'm open. I can talk now, or let's go ahead and book another time. And so if they book another time, that's cool. Book the other time, and and then on that call, we're going to talk sales. We're going to talk strategy. We're going to talk how to sell and how to solve their problem, how to get them the solution they're looking for. So that's kind of the steps that I recommend. And most people go on coffee chats and just wing it, just talk to people and just have a very natural, authentic conversation. And sometimes and then they hope that someone will say, "Oh, I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested." And that can happen, but why wait for that to happen when you can ask some really strategic questions to uncover if there's even an interest, to pique interest. Don't be afraid to do it and do it conversationally so that it doesn't feel like you're pouncing on them or anything like that. But using these things, what I found is people really struggle with sales. They're not because they struggle, they're doing nothing, they're not closing sales, they have a lot of inconsistency. I know that's common. I mean, like 75, 80% of the people out there, and they go, "Oh, yeah, that's me." Great, that's what I serve. That's who I serve. That's the solution I have. I can share. I do a free sales strategy session. I can do it now or we can book it later. Which would you prefer? Would you be open to it? Would you be open to having some solutions or no? If not, no big deal. You always want to have this, hey, I would love to help you, but if you're not interested, no big deal, tone, because if you come in too hard, too hot, too aggressive, it's going to push them off. So you do have to on the work because right now we're in the awareness slash interest phase. We're trying to see if they first that they know who you are and then peak interest, but we don't want to sell. We don't want to be too aggressive there. So these can be some really good tools to help you lead to the appointment. And then on the appointment, I can show you how to lead conversations to a yes and get them to close you. And if you need help with that, book your free sales strategy session with me. I would love to help you. Have a good one.